I'm Candy Fuzesy, Director of Premium Seating Services and Operations for the Minnesota Vikings. My team is in charge of our 135 luxury suites and the game day experience on 7 of our luxury clubs inside US Bank Stadium. So once our sales team completes a sale, the contract is sent over to our team and we manage the contractual obligations for the tenure of their contract. So we have been, just a quick background about me. I don't have any background in sports before I joined the Minnesota Vikings. I was in luxury hotels. I spent 8 years at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, 3 years with Hilton in Orlando, and then 3 years with the Marriott brands. So when the Minnesota Vikings were kind of looking to expand their premium services offerings, they were looking for someone specifically with hospitality experience. So I've been really lucky in being able to bring in some really unique experiences into the sports world that have never been done before. So one thing specifically that I'm going to talk about with you all that's been a huge success is our Norseman Gold program. So Norseman Gold within our premium clientele is a private membership club for our top level clients. So all of the owners of our suites, so if, for example, Target is one of our suites, the CEO of Target is extended the invite to be a Norseman Gold member. And then any of our corporate partners who spend $250,000 or up annually with us, the CEOs of those companies are Norseman Gold members. So we have everything from Delta, Thomson Reuters, Sleep Number, Miller Lite, all of the big brands here in the Midwest that are members of Norseman Gold. And the idea of this program stems from hotels. So my background before here was at Hilton, at Marriott, at Disney. All of our most financially invested guests and all of our most loyal guests, if you're a Marriott Bonvoy member or before, if you were Marriott Platinum Elite, you received a different experience within the hotel brand than someone that just booked their room off of Expedia. So when I joined the Minnesota Vikings, we already have that level of esteemed clientele pre-existing with our suite owners and our corporate partners, but we were referring to them in such a dry way. We were referring to them as suite owners and corporate partners. So from my experience, I said, why aren't we putting these folks in a level that's extremely elite, that the qualifications to get in a membership program like this are very high, and we keep it at a C level. Another thing that we were hearing from our clientele was that they wanted to get to know their neighbors. They wanted to get to know other CEOs that were also invested with the Vikings, other suite owners. And so it took a couple years for my ownership group to buy off on Norseman Gold, because one thing that's been kind of difficult coming in from the outside is because I come in with these new ideas, the Vikings don't like to be the very first to try something new, but we do like to be one of the first. So thankfully, the Houston Texans also launched a program just like this called Texans Lux, which they launched the year before us. They were the first one to do it. And then we were able to come in second. So I'll just talk about a couple of the specifics. So we determined who the guest list would be. We extended the invite to 200 companies, to the CEOs of 200 companies. And they were given, I don't have a presentation to share, but I just have visual aids. So what we sent them was this card. It looked exactly like a wedding invitation, essentially. It is very thick, and then it has a description of the program on the back, because people are getting this in the mail and they don't know what it is. So we did do a description. The reason that we did this a hard copy and via snail mail is I think we all can agree that it is very hard to get C-level people or their admins to read email sometimes. Sometimes it just gets lost in the sea of things. So it was delivered in a very shiny gold envelope with their name on it. And then we sent an email to them saying, please check your email, or sorry, excuse me, please watch out for this shiny gold envelope coming to you in the mail. So they received this gold card, and this is this black card with the gold foil on it. So this is a statement in and of itself. And then within it is this RSVP card. So each CEO received the invite and then this RSVP card. On the back, they're able to put in their information, and then they're able to determine a secondary member. So each company got 2 memberships for Norseman Gold. The trick is, this is more of a psychological ploy because we already have all of this information on them, as we should, but because they take the time to fill it out and return it back to us, they're then mentally invested in the program. They're like, oh, that was kind of cool. I wonder what's going to come down the pipeline for this program, and then they send it in. So my goal for year 1 was to get 75 to 100 members for the launch in 2019. And we ended up with 141 members, and now we are up to 174. So what we did was we launched the program with this big dinner with our ownership group. And the dinner was very intentional and thought out. So we invited all new Norseman Gold members to this black tie, well, not black tie, but it was business professional launch. Our executive team here at the Minnesota Vikings welcomed them. We did it at a very high-end facility in Minneapolis. We had a local radio personality be the MC, and we thoughtfully determined the seating arrangements. So we had 8 people at a round table, and then we switched up the seating arrangement for every course. So salad course, you'd be at table 4, entree course, you were at table 11, and dessert course, you were at table 1. And you were seated with all new people for every single course. People were nervous about this. It was a raging success. And that at the beginning of every course, we had conversation icebreakers up on the big screen on the stage. So it was everything from, if you hosted a talk show, who would your first 3 talk show guests be? If you could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would this person be? I think we've all been to dinners where you're seated next to someone that can be difficult to pull out conversation topics of. So this just kept the conversation rolling, and the night roared with conversation all night. And then at the end of the evening, each new member was given a lapel pin. So this lapel pin was custom made by a jeweler here in Minneapolis. It is a lapel pin that only Norseman Gold members have. It is gold, and then it's the signature Vikings V, and then under the Viking wing is a diamond. So the idea behind this lapel pin is it's an identifiable token for those members. You know, basically any Vikings event that you go to, we encourage Norseman Gold members to wear this pin. So that way, if I'm wearing a Norseman Gold pin and someone else is wearing a Norseman Gold pin out at a game day, a different Vikings dinner or event, whatever it may be, training camp, if that person is wearing a pin and I'm wearing a pin, we automatically know that we're of the same level and we're in the same group, and it kind of cuts through some easy, you know, surface level conversation, and it gets right into the meat and potatoes of building those connections, because our biggest goal with this group is that they do business with one another. They form personal relationships. They further their investments with the Vikings, or we have tons of success stories through this private membership program that now this bank funds this construction project, and the only way that they met was through a Norseman Gold dinner. So now, since we're in year 2 of the launch, it's still pretty light because these people's calendars are pretty booked. So we don't fill their calendars with event after event. What we do is, since we have 8 home games in US Bank Stadium, we open the stadium 1 hour early for Norseman Gold members only for one of our upscale private areas for what we call a Norseman Gold breakfast. So only Norseman Gold members and their families are invited to come in for breakfast an hour early, and that we have featured guests at every breakfast. But it's just another casual way for them to kind of rub elbows with each other, shoot the breeze, get to know each other, and further relationships. But then also have time with our Vikings executive team and our owners. So our entire executive team and our ownership group get down to the breakfast every pregame. And then we also do a quarterly executive dinner series. So my next dinner series is actually this coming Wednesday. Our chief revenue officer is hosting this dinner, and we keep it very small and intimate. Only 12 to 14 Norseman Gold members can come to every dinner. And these have also been hugely successful. As soon as I send out an invitation to the next dinner, I get a filled up guest list within 10 minutes. And then I get on a waiting list of 30 to 40 people within 30 minutes. People just crave that intimate setting with our executive team. They also love the insider scoop on the stories that they tell, and then just the way to get to know each other even more. So the success story of this program has been overwhelming, and has also been dubbed the who's who of the Upper Midwest. So the idea too was that it's a value add for all of our suite owners. So from a sales perspective, in the sponsorship world, if they're pitching a sale, and the sale is coming in, or a new partnership, and it's coming in right around 200,000 or 225,000, our sales team can say, if you throw in this, and this, and we get you up to 250,000, you now are part of the Norseman Gold group. Same thing for the suites. If someone's kind of on the fence on purchasing, a 6-figure deal on our suites, the value add is that they get this membership to the Norseman Gold group. And it also is a huge renewal incentive, because if you don't renew your suite or your partnership, you don't renew your Norseman Gold membership. So it's a way to keep people in the family, both on the suite side, and it's of best business and personal interest for them to stay in this membership group. So it's been huge for our renewals as well.